Welcome back, fellow soldiers, to this week's developers briefing. This week we are getting a developers briefing that a lot of us have been waiting for quite amount of time. It was requested several times during the last few months, and now we are finally getting it. The developers are addressing two main topics in this developers briefing that concern Hell Let Loose, and those are the existing game crash issues that we are experiencing, or that some of us are experiencing since update number 7, and we are finally getting our updated roadmap to update number 8. So you see, there's a lot for us in there, and because of that, I'd say we're going to have a closer look at it. First up, I want to talk about the existing crash issues. A lot of you guys, a lot of the players of Hell Let Loose on the subreddits and also in my comment sections are still experiencing the crash issues, that they can't even start up their game, that it is literally unplayable, and that is quite sad still after several weeks since update number 7. But as I told you several times, the developers are working on that, and they were finally able to pinpoint it down to where that issue is probably laying at. And in the developers briefing, they are writing that they found the source of the physics crash, the key crash that most of the people with Hell Let Loose are experiencing, and that was also the reason for the delay on the roadmap. But let's have also a closer look at what is really producing these crashes. And here Max is saying the following: the good news is that we found a 100% reproduction method for the crash, and that it occurs when two limbs from separate bodies collide after being dismembered. As you can imagine, it was not a fun task to deduce this, given the very little information being output from the engine despite all our logging. We are working on a fix for this crash and will constantly communicate about an estimated time of arrival on when we will deploy this. So we finally know why this crash is happening. From what I understand, it's just a problem with the limbs that are constantly flying around on the maps. Yeah, so best solution to that, don't die, I guess. But yeah, jokes aside, I think the devs had and still have a lot to do working on that issue, but I'm pretty positive that they will manage to solve that one. I'm very sorry for all the people that are experiencing these issues. Me, myself, I'm not experiencing them. I haven't experienced them yet. But yeah, I know how that can influence a view on a new game or a game in the early access. So yeah, just have patience and believe in our developers, and they will save us someday, probably, hopefully. But yeah, crash things aside, let's have a look at the updated roadmap. As I said, the roadmap was delayed because of that crash issue that we are experiencing since update number 7, and a lot of people have been asking for a new updated roadmap, and now the devs are finally giving one to us with more information on what we can expect of update number 8. And the first thing is that they are stating that update number 8 will launch sometime in Q4 of 2020. So that'll most probably be November, I guess, somewhere November, December, where we can expect update number 8 to drop. And with update number 8, we've already had a little talk about the ingredients of that one, but you know, there's a lot of cool things in there. For example, we'll have the bullet penetration that will be implemented into the game. That is one feature I am waiting for the most. This is such a cool addition. It will make the game more complicated, and it will certainly also trigger some people in screaming cheater, 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 because yeah, why not? Blame it on other people. But yeah, bullet penetration for me a big plus, and that will certainly be a very cool feature to be added. We'll also get support vehicles, and that is very cool. For now we have one vehicle, the Recon vehicle, that can transport people, that is not used that often as a transport vehicle, but we'll finally get support vehicles that will help distribute the army on the battlefield, so that will certainly be a interesting implementation, and we'll finally see how that will look like. Next is a feature for all the players that are already playing Hell Let Loose for a long time, or that are spending a lot of time with Hell Let Loose. There will be a veteran progression system that will be implemented from update 8 on. So if you already reached maximum rank, you'll probably be able to get a veterans rank or several ranks too. So the developers are also thinking about you guys that already have maxed out your ranks. Then two very interesting things that I've just seen on the roadmap and I want to mention are that, for one, they want to expand the engineer role, whatever that means. In my opinion, the engineer role is one of the most interesting ones and most versatile ones to play on. So I'm excited to see what they have in mind for that one. And on the other hand, they will overhaul the logistics, the supply system, also the resource and ammunitions system. From what we know now is the big problem, if you want to call it that way, that the supply guy, the support guy, always have to redeploy to get new resources. This will be overhauled to get rid of that one. I'm pretty confident that we'll get a very interesting system that'll work much better than the one now. The one now is not bad, let's be honest, it works, and if people are playing as a team, they will put up nodes and also supplies for their commander. But yeah, it's not the best yet, and I think it can be made a lot better and more interesting for the support role, because the support role is not really the most interesting one to be played. Not many players want to take that role, but yeah, I think that's gonna be a very great addition too. Now let's have a look what is coming for us after update number 8 in the still to come section. The devs are of course announcing that they'll do further optimization, they'll do map rework, of course, map overhauls. There will be new weapon loadouts for different classes, I don't know them specifically. There will be flamethrowers, that'll be quite interesting. Yeah, tell me how that should work. Let's be honest, in Hell Let Loose you'll just die from somewhere, from just one shot. I don't have a single clue how a flamethrower guy should be able to survive until he can finally kill someone with a flamethrower. But yeah, flamethrowers will be a thing. Yay, I guess, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. The support role, as I said, will be overhauled. There's also an unannounced Western Front map that they're talking about. There'll be more transport options and also more commander abilities. Even more, I think. Commander role is just already a big pressure to play, let's call it that way. But yeah, there'll be more abilities. I hope they'll make the job better and easier for the commander and not worse, because it's just too much. As I just said, there will be an unannounced Western Front map, and they'll also release the Eastern Front, so we'll be able to play on the Eastern Front too. They will implement melee combat too. Hallelujah. This was awaited by a big part of the community, and I think that'll be a great feature too. There were numerous times where I just stood in front of an enemy without any ammo in my mag and I wasn't able to hit him. So yeah, melee combat will be a thing, yay. And to finish things off, the developers also announced that there'll be an armor system rework and also more additions to the cosmetics side of the game, which is important to it, just gives a positive touch to the feeling and can really improve how the game feels. So yeah, that'll be the plan after update 8. I'm very excited for the update. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about update number 8's ingredients and what you are missing in the update or in the future on Hell Let Loose. And you know, as always, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see each other on the battlefield.